I had spent 3 years playing the role of the doting, licking dog husband, but my wealthy wife suddenly began to make me feel suffocated. Entirely unaware of her true feelings, I continued to act the part of the understanding spouse. After all, the books say, the more you flatter and pamper her now, the more guilt-ridden she will feel during the divorce, and the larger my settlement check will be. Wife, could you stay home and ring in the new year with me tonight? I knew she was planning to meet her white moonlight for a little ship entering the harbor action. Fine by me. Let her be consumed by guilt. Unexpectedly, Lu Ruyan didn't leave. Instead, she pinned me down on the bed and asked, "Say that again. Who is the ship?" Passing by the mirror, I stole a glance at myself. This outfit was clearly designed to look gentle and harmless. The image of a stay-at-home dad coupled with this protagonist's handsome face would surely make Lu Ruyan, that cheating woman, feel so guilty she'd want to slap herself. The moment I stepped through the door, I tucked away my smugness and became as obedient as a little lamb. My wife, Lu Ruyan, didn't even bother to look up from her financial reports. I stealthily slipped the item I had prepared into her coat pocket, then approached her. "Wife, could you stay home and ring in the new year with me tonight?" Lu Ruyan looked up, appearing slightly annoyed. "What a heartless woman. I'm your husband. Does such a small request really irritate you that much?" Suddenly, Lu Ruyan's brow furrowed. "What is that sound?" I acted surprised, listening intently for a moment. "I don't hear anything." Lu Ruyan's cold gaze swept over me. "I'm not coming home tonight." I blinked, and tears immediately welled up. "But I really wanted to celebrate the new year with you." What a scumbag. She can't even be bothered to make up an excuse. "Hurry up, look up. When you look up, my sparkling tears will fall right on cue." To my surprise, Lu Ruyan actually did look up, her eyes filled with a strange expression. I turned my face away, stubbornly refusing to let her see my weakness. "Then just go to work. If you finish early, you can still come home. I'll wait." I knew full well she'd be acting out the ship entering the harbor with Yi-chung tonight. "Don't worry, I won't be bored. I'll be at a bar dancing and watching fireworks. My night will definitely be more exciting. That condom is already in your pocket. When Yi-chung lets his instincts take over tonight, touching it will surely make you remember my gentleness and tolerance." I laughed loudly inside. Lu Ruyan patted my ear gently. "I'm leaving now." With that, she departed, and I smugly turned around to begin my life of leisure. I had been transmigrated into this melodramatic novel for 3 years now. The original character was a supporting male lead. The male protagonist and the female lead, Lu Ruyan, had broken up before he went abroad. In a fit of rage, Lu Ruyan married me, a supporting character from a declining family. The original host loved Lu Ruyan dearly and knew the power of the white moonlight, so he used every scheme possible just to stay by her side forever. Like drugging her to force a pregnancy, deleting Yi-cheng's emails, and framing him after his return. Ultimately, that supporting character was kicked out of the house by a Lu Ruyan who could no longer endure him. Unlike the original, I don't love Lu Ruyan, but I love her money. In the novel, Lu Ruyan didn't love the protagonist but still felt guilty, so on the day she decided to divorce, she intended to give him half her fortune. However, the supporting character was so loathsome and exhausted her patience so much that he ended up with only 3 million yuan. But for me, that amount is nowhere near enough. That's why for the past 3 years, I've kept to my duties. No trouble, no noise, and I even tried to help Lu Ruyan and Yi-chung reconcile. This made Lu Ruyan feel even more guilty toward me, and the alimony I receive upon divorce will surely double. Hee hee. I returned home, changed into my favorite designer suit, and began grooming myself to go out dancing and watch the fireworks. Just the thought of it made me happy. I grabbed my car keys and stepped out eagerly, but the moment I opened the door, I met a cold face. Lu Ruyan stood at the threshold, scanning me from head to toe. A flash of surprise appeared in her eyes, and she gave a soft smile. "Where are you going?" "Off to meet some girl." The wind outside howled, piercingly cold. I tightened my coat, trying to hide the outfit that didn't fit my current role. "Didn't you say you weren't coming home tonight?" Lu Ruyan seemed indifferent to what I was wearing. She stepped aside and entered the house, leaning in to say softly, "I had an appointment, but I cancelled it." In 3 years of marriage, this is the first time you've made a request I didn't have the heart to refuse. The phone in my hand vibrated incessantly with calls from my best friends. I felt like a complete idiot, digging my own grave. While I was wallowing in self-reproach, Lu Ruyan reached into her coat pocket. Her expression turned puzzled as she pulled out the small condom. I blurted out, "I didn't put that in there." I really wanted to slap myself. Lu Ruyan chuckled, "A confession already, I see." She took step after step toward me, and I retreated step by step. It's my fault, 3 years of marriage and I've never fulfilled the duties of a wife. I backed up against the table, leaning backward. Lu Ruyan closed in, her eyes cold even as the surrounding temperature suddenly spiked. "I thought you weren't capable, I understand. Besides, you have to save yourself for Yi Chung, otherwise, he won't want you anymore." Lu Ruyan's face darkened. She suddenly began unbuttoning her shirt. When her hand touched my belt buckle, I was screaming internally. What kind of wrong medicine did Lu Ruyan take today? Suddenly, the door burst open. I poked my head out and saw Yi Chung standing there. I had seen him countless times on Lu Ruyan's phone, cold, elegant, and radiantly handsome. But at this moment, Lu Ruyan was left with only a white shirt on, her hand still resting on my belt buckle. Lu Ruyan frowned. "Why are you here?" She stepped back slightly. I immediately scurried to the side to watch the show. A hint of hurt flashed in Yi Cheng's bright eyes. "I wanted to see you. I called you but you didn't answer, so I came looking for you. I didn't expect that after all this time, the door code would still be my birthday." I stared intently at the back of Lu Ruyan's head, my face displaying 3 parts mockery, 3 parts ridicule, and 4 parts indifference. "You really are a wicked woman. The house code is still your ex-boyfriend's birthday? You really know how to play the field." Unexpectedly, Lu Ruyan suddenly turned around. Reflexively, I broke into a fake smile so forced I almost got a cramp. She covered her mouth and coughed twice, seemingly trying to suppress a laugh. "Fingerprint ID works too, I just forgot to change the code." "Thanks for reminding me, I'll change it in a bit." Yi Cheng's face turned pale, but he forced a smile. "Ruyan, I've booked a table at that Western restaurant you like best. Let's have dinner together tonight." Yi Chung looked at me and continued, "You don't mind, do you? I want to catch up with an old friend." I personally didn't mind, but this performance had to be played to the end. I looked at Ruyan, my eyes brimming with emotion, and said with difficulty, "I think Chiboda might mind." Ruyan cut me off, pulling me toward her and taking my arm. "Yi Chung, I'm a private person, I don't have any old friends to catch up with. Tonight, I only want to spend New Year's Eve with my husband. Furthermore, you're an American. Don't you know that trespassing on private property is very dangerous?" Yi Chung hurriedly defended himself. "I'm Chinese." Ruyan countered, "Have you renounced your American citizenship and reclaimed your Chinese one yet?" Yi Chung fell silent. "Then please leave." Ruyan looked up at me, her gaze shifting from icy to a slightly softer edge. This scene was like a needle to Yi Cheng's heart. He attempted to turn away with an air of finality, but his footsteps were unsteady and stumbling. I was completely bewildered. "Don't go, buddy. The story isn't supposed to go this way. You two are supposed to make up and kick me out." Ruyan began to change her clothes. A glimmer of hope flickered in my eyes as I struggled to suppress my sadness. "Honey, you should really go check on Yi Chung. It's freezing out, and he's dressed so thinly. I'm afraid he'll catch a cold. He's a grown man. If he doesn't know to wear a coat in this weather, he deserves to get sick." Ruyan finished dressing, picked up my coat from the floor, and gently draped it over my shoulders. "Let's go." "Go where?" I asked. "I'm taking you to a bar to dance and watch the fireworks." A chill ran from my toes to the top of my head. Was she joking? Since when did she go to bars? The only famous bar nearby was Blue Tears. Heaven help me, please don't let her go there. Ruyan flashed a smile and jingled her car keys. "Let's move." I tried a gentle protest. "Honey, I don't want to go." Ruyan asked patiently, "Why not?" "Decent people shouldn't go to bars." Ruyan looked me up and down. "Right? Coming from someone dressed like that, that's hard to believe. You're more conservative than someone from the Qing dynasty. I don't want to go to a bar, I just want to stay home with you. My heart kept screaming, I just don't want to go with you, you traitor. Ruyan looked at me, you have two choices, either you go with me willingly, or I'll link my arm in yours and force you to go. My smile started to strain. Ha ha, I choose option 1. I choose option 1. While she was driving, Ruyan's phone rang. I glanced at the screen, it was an unknown number. Ruyan answered. Ruyan. I'm old now. Yi Cheng's voice sounded miserable and pathetic, like he was throwing a tantrum. As a man, even I found it unbearable. He sighed, can you come pick me up? I had already planned my next move, act generous and forgiving. But Ruyan calmly tapped the screen and ended the call. Had she been selling fish at a supermarket for 10 years? How could her heart be this cold? The call came again. As Ruyan reached out to decline it, I hit the answer button. Ruyan glared at me. Yi Cheng burst into tears. Ruyan, these past 3 years have been miserable. I think of you every single day. I wrote you countless letters, but you never replied once. You are so cold and heartless, yet I still look to you as my only motivation to finish my studies. Every day for 3 years, I dreamed of marrying you. I gave up so many habits for you, but you went and secretly married someone else. Ruyan, do you know how much my heart aches? Ruyan, I'm at the Sunjiang Bridge right now. Are you coming to find me? That was a suicide threat. Ruyan slammed on the brakes. A selfless spark of hope ignited within me. Go. Go comfort your old flame. Ruyan shot me another glare before replying, Yi Cheng, I'm not coming. She hung up decisively and said to me, Chi bother, we're here. I turned to look out the window and saw the blue tears sign shimmering in the dark. I tried to suppress my internal frenzy. Ha ha. Wonderful. Just great. Ruyan got out, walked to the passenger side, opened the door and said, get out. Now. I lingered in the seat. Ruyan leaned down, her voice whispering like a demon, Chi bother, are you waiting for me to carry you out? Hearing that, I unbuckled my seatbelt with lightning speed. Inside Blue Tears, we found an empty table and sat down. On stage, a band was performing Runaway, the lights soft and shimmering. I spotted my best friend, Jiang Wanqing. Back in the real world, I was a fashion blogger. After transmigrating, I returned to my old trade and now had tens of thousands of followers. I had met Jiang Wanqing by chance. She was a beautiful girl with an ethereal style. We interacted frequently, and I wasn't worried about Ruyan seeing me online because her phone only had apps for finance, politics, or sports and health. No short video apps at all. Jiang Wanqing spotted me too and sent a text, I think I see you. It's not think, it is me, I replied. Jiang Wanqing texted back irritably, you said you weren't coming. I'm warning you, don't come over here. My cheating wife is sitting right next to me. Don't blow my cover. Jiang Wanqing stopped in her tracks and looked back at me with a mischievous smirk. Now I definitely have to come over and see. Ruyan leaned toward me. Who are you texting? A female friend, I replied. I don't know where Jiang Wanqing managed to find a server's vest, but she walked over with a menu, looking very professional. What can I get for the lady and gentleman? Ruyan was cold but polite. A soda water, thank you. Jiang Wanqing looked at her as if she were a strange creature, then turned to me, and for you. A fresh orange juice, I answered. Both of you are strange creatures. Wanqing muttered. Ruyan suddenly said to me, if you want, you can have a drink. I'll take care of you. Unflinching, I replied calmly, honey, my tolerance is very low. One sip and I'm out. In reality, I once drank a table full of northerners under the table until they were impressed. Jiang Wanqing gave me a look of pure disdain. As she walked back to the bar, she texted, you're such a poser. She doesn't suit you at all. Why did you even marry her? Just because she's pretty. Given Jiang Wanqing's intelligence, she wouldn't understand the concept of transmigration, so I came up with a reason she would respect. Her skills are very good. Jiang Wanqing looked back at me with a complex expression. That is indeed a rare and precious quality, but do you even have the stamina to keep up with her? The truth was, Ruyan and I didn't click at all. Even in a bar, the atmosphere between us was awkward and dull. I sipped my orange juice and nearly nodded off. Suddenly, a noisy group of young men and women walked in. I looked up absent-mindedly, and my sleepiness vanished instantly. Yi-chung. Wasn't he about to jump off a bridge? Why was he here? Ruyan could not be allowed to see this, or the whole plan would fall apart. I immediately sat bolt upright, blocking Ruyan's line of sight. Honey, I'm feeling a bit dizzy. I overacted so much I nearly fell off my chair, but luckily Ruyan caught me in time. As Yi-cheng's group passed our table, Ruyan gently pulled me closer to her. I braced my hand against her leg, my face flushing. Honey, let's go home. Ruyan stared into my eyes and asked, do you think in this lifetime I can ever meet someone trustworthy? This random, out-of-context question left me speechless for a moment. Seeing my silence, Ruyan helped me up and led me away. I thought we were heading home and followed happily, only to realize she was heading deeper into the bar. Yi-chung was talking and laughing with the people around him, looking like a star surrounded by fans, showing no signs of distress or misery. Ruyan stood in a dark corner, observing quietly. Yi-chung took off his coat and stepped onto the stage with a girl to consult with the band. Before long, the opening melody of Dangerous Party filled the air. On stage, the two of them, one handsome man, one beautiful woman, captured everyone's attention. A provocative dance, seductive glances, and ambiguous gestures. The crowd cheered incessantly as the atmosphere grew hotter and hotter. But I could feel Ruyan's entire body go rigid. Instinctively, I reached out and squeezed her hand. Seeing the pained expression on her face, I didn't have the heart to mock her. She gripped my hand tightly, pulling me through the crowd until we were standing at the very front. Yi-chung was dancing with immense energy, but the moment he spotted Ruyan, his smile and movements froze. He abandoned his dance partner and jumped off the stage, attempting to grab Ruyan's hand, but she swerved away. Ruyan, let me explain. Fine. Go ahead. Yi-chung hadn't expected Ruyan to actually listen. He began to stammer, you rejected me tonight, and I was so sad. My friends brought me here just to unwind. I was standing nearby enjoying the drama when, for some reason, Yi-cheng's attention snapped to me. He roared, Ruyan hasn't had a single drop of alcohol. You're the one who brought her here, aren't you? Wasn't stealing Ruyan enough? Why are you trying to sabotage what we have? Buddy, what is wrong with you? I've been trying to play matchmaker for you two this whole time, so why are you acting like a rabid dog? Just as I was about to defend myself, Yi-chung snatched a drink from someone nearby and splashed it directly into my face. The ice-cold liquor made me shudder. In that tense moment, Ruyan shoved Yi-chung hard. Yi-chung, you've lost your mind. Yi-chung fell backward, and his group immediately lunged forward threateningly. Who do you think you're pushing? Yi-chung loves you so much, and you're actually laying hands on him for the sake of this manipulative man. I was using the handkerchief Ruyan handed me to wipe my face, but reflexively, I stepped out to shield Ruyan behind me. Don't worry, I'll protect you. Jiang Wanqing and her group stepped up as well. Who do you think you're yelling at? Wanqing defended me. Chi Boda, don't be afraid. My 3 friends here are all martial arts students. Beating these guys up would be like taking candy from a baby. Both sides began to argue heatedly. The bar owner jumped onto the stage, shouting, no fighting. This place is directly linked to the police station. If you dare start a fight, the cops will be here in 3 minutes. Yi-chung looked at Ruyan with tear-filled eyes. Ruyan, you used to worry about my health constantly, saying you'd protect me for life. And now you're turning your hands against me. Ruyan wasn't bound by guilt at all. You brought this on yourself. Yi-chung, I only treasure those who are mine. So, I've become an outsider now? You've been an outsider for a long time. Yi-cheng's tears fell like rain as he asked desolately, Ruyan, why did we end up like this? I wanted to know why, too. Ruyan said, every single email you sent me, I read every one. You said you missed me, that you couldn't eat or sleep because of it. But what did you do after sending those emails? I found your social media accounts through that email address. You were partying, racing cars, and soaking up the attention of other women. Your life wasn't difficult at all, so why come here and play the martyr in front of me? I suddenly understood the problem. In the original book, the host had blocked all the emails, so Ruyan only read them after Yi-chung returned to the country. Those 3 years of love letters had caused Ruyan's feelings to explode. But in this world, I was the one who helped her read them earlier. Curiosity led her to quietly uncover the truth. While she was drowning in the pain of a breakup, Yi-chung was living a vibrant, flashy life. Yi-chung shot back, "Ruyan, does it not make you happy that I'm doing well? Are you only satisfied if I'm living in misery?" In a situation like this, explaining oneself only makes one look weak. Ruyan understood that perfectly, so she said softly, "I really was playing the lute to a cow." I couldn't help but let out a laugh, but I quickly covered my mouth. Ruyan pulled me behind her and said, "Yi-chung, I brought Chibata here to have fun tonight, seeing you was just a coincidence. But while I'm at it, let me make this clear. The feelings between us ended the moment you forced me to go abroad with you. I don't even consider you a friend. Please stop trying to sabotage the relationship between me and my husband." With that, Ruyan pulled me outside. One of Yi Cheng's friends tried to stop us, but was shoved aside by Jiang Wanqing. "What are you trying to pull? If you keep being a nuisance, even a dog would have to kneel and call you the master of all pests." The bar doors opened, and the cold wind cleared my head. Yi-chung might not understand, but I did. What disappointed Ruyan wasn't that he was living well, but his hypocrisy. Looking at Ruyan's profile, I suddenly felt my own eyes grow red. One way to someone's face, another way behind their back. It turned out I was just as hypocritical as Yi-chung. Ruyan suddenly stopped and asked me, "Chibata, can you promise me one thing?" "What is it?" "Regardless of what happened before, from now on, can you stop lying to me? If there's something you don't want me to know, you can just not say it, but don't lie to me." Honestly, Ruyan had treated me very well. A large apartment, a luxury car, 150 million in monthly pocket money, absolute freedom. If I hadn't assumed she loved someone else and was going to divorce me, I wouldn't have been so resentful toward her. I nodded, "I promise." Ruyan smiled. "All right, let me ask you something else then. Do you prefer my usual style of dress or the way I look right now?" Confused, I whispered, "Actually, it's this. You look beautiful in anything, but I want you to wear what you truly like, not just to please someone else." Her heart suddenly felt warm. She linked her arm with mine as we got into the car. "We're not going home yet, I'm taking you to see the fireworks." The car stopped by the riverbank. I dashed out to pick the best spot, waving my hand, "Wife, hurry over here." A golden retriever ran up and nudged my leg. I leaned down to pet it, feeling incredibly at peace. Ruyan walked over and wrapped a blanket around me. "I didn't know you liked dogs this much." "I love them, especially big dogs." The first firework exploded in the sky. I exclaimed excitedly, "So beautiful." Ruyan hugged me gently and whispered, "Bada, Happy New Year." From that day on, the rhythm of Ruyan's life changed significantly. She was no longer leaving early and coming home late, nor did she spend weekends at the suburban villa, forcing me to go looking for her. She stayed home to work out, go to the market, cook, and take care of me. I sat in my room editing videos, listening to the sound of her chopping vegetables outside. It felt so comfortable. When the holiday ended, Ruyan went back to the office but still prepared breakfast for me, came home earlier in the evening, and always asked, "Is there anything you want to eat?" Even if she had to go far out of her way to buy it. That evening, when Ruyan returned, I happily ran out to greet her as usual. She was home. And she brought my grilled skewers. Ruyan held the skewers in her left hand and a crate in her right. Inside the crate was a small golden retriever puppy. I stared in a daze. "Whose dog is that?" "Ours." Ruyan opened the crate, and the little golden slowly stepped out, moving toward my feet. I didn't dare breathe too loudly as I looked up at Ruyan. "You're letting me keep a dog in the house?" Under the warm orange light, Ruyan smiled. "I'm busy with work. Having it at home to keep you company will give me peace of mind." I picked up the little puppy, smelled its scent, pressed my face against its soft fur, and burst into tears. I finally had a dog of my own. Ruyan reached out, wanting to help wipe away my tears. She was treating me so well that I didn't know how to bring up the subject of divorce anymore. Ruyen's hand paused in mid-air. "Thank you, wife," I said. Ruyen nodded, said nothing more, and returned to her room. I was so consumed by the joy of having the puppy that I failed to notice the subtle shift in her emotions. Jiang Wanqing called me shortly after. I excitedly shared the news about the dog, but she cut me right off. "Don't get too happy. Get on the forums right now, someone is dragging your name through the mud." Clutching the puppy, I pulled out my phone. On the forum, an account named Dong Bianyang with over 500,000 followers had posted an exposé accusing me of being a social climber with no morals, claiming I had forced my way into a wealthy family and sabotaged someone else's relationship. The post was filled with photos and evidence that made everything look damningly real. Below it, a tidal wave of comments attacked me. I stayed up all night editing a video to explain my side, hoping my fans would help clear my name. But most people just labeled me a homewrecker. I slowly realized the opposition had bought a massive number of bot accounts. Dong Bianyang then released photos of Yi Cheng, pushing public outrage to a breaking point. I lost 50,000 followers instantly. Jiang Wanqing was also sucked into the storm. Wanqing asked worriedly, "Chibada, what are we going to do?" Faced with this organized attack, I was completely helpless. The influencers who used to call me brother wouldn't even pick up the phone. Some blocked me outright. Jiang Wanqing called again. "Hurry. Look at the top trending news. Isn't that your wife?" The breaking news was indeed about Ruyen. She had registered an account and posted a clear timeline of her breakup with Yi Cheng and her subsequent dating and marriage to me. It was accompanied by a firm declaration. "My marriage to Chi Bada is entirely legal and ethical. I will not tolerate any defamation. I will pursue legal action against anyone spreading false rumors." Ruyen's official company account reshared the post, announcing that legal teams were ready. The A-list celebrities represented by her firm followed suit, sharing the post one by one. In a matter of moments, the tide completely turned. My follower count skyrocketed. Those who had blocked me suddenly reappeared with excuses. "My phone was acting up, I must have blocked you by mistake." I gave them a cold laugh and blocked them all back. I went to find Ruyen. The master bedroom door was open. She was sitting by the window, the sunlight hitting her face, giving her a serene, lazy glow. I approached and took her hand. "Wife, thank you." Ruyen brushed her book aside and withdrew her hand. "I'm the one who caused you to suffer and messed up your life." That sense of distance returned. The puppy ran over and nipped at Ruyen's slippers, trying to climb onto her lap. Ruyen looked down at him for a moment before moving her legs away. "Take him to your room. I want to sleep for a while." My heart tightened. What was wrong with her? What did I do? A few days later, Yi Cheng's family ran into financial trouble, and he announced his engagement to Su Qianqian. Ad offers poured in for me, but I turned them all down. I posted a new video. "I finally have a dog. Everyone, please help me name him." By noon, Ruyen came home. I ran to her happily. "Wife, you're back. What did you bring me?" I took the box from her hands. "Black Forest cake. Thank you so much." The puppy followed us to the dining table. I suggested, "Wife, let's go to the gym." Ruyen sat across from me and pushed a document forward. "Chi Bada, let's get a divorce." I froze. She continued, "You've lived in this house for a long time, it's yours. I'll move out today. Pick whatever cars you want. My personal savings aren't much, but I'll give it all to you. You have a lot of followers now. We can keep the divorce a secret for a year so you're free to date. If you ever need help, find me. Don't suffer alone until you can't sleep at night. I don't have many talents, but I can keep you safe." My mind went blank. My heart felt like it was being ripped apart, and tears spilled out uncontrollably. "Is it because Yi Cheng got engaged that you want a divorce? You can't forget him and want to win him back, right?" Ruyen shook her head. "It has nothing to do with him." I didn't believe her. I wanted to throw the cake in her face, but I stopped myself. I cried and ran to the bedroom, screaming in frustration. The bed beside me suddenly sank as Ruyen sat down and stroked my face. "Bada, stop crying." I swiped her hand away. Go away. I want to be alone. Ruyan sighed and started to stand up, but I immediately pulled her down onto the bed. I pinned her down, roughly tearing at her shirt. I'm not divorcing you. Ruyan, let me tell you, don't even dream about going back to Yi Chang. If you dare divorce me, I'll kill myself right in front of your company. You're going to be with me for the rest of your life. Ruyan lay on the bed, her features striking against the pure white duvet. She said softly, Bada, haven't you always wanted to divorce me? You didn't know how to say it, so I said it for you. I shot back, I did before, but I don't anymore. I kissed her face frantically while the puppy stood by the bed, barking as if cheering us on. I tremblingly moved my hand to her thigh, but then the world spun. She flipped me over and pinned me to the bed instead. Ruyan looked at me with deep, soulful eyes and said gently, No divorce then. In this life, I will only be with you.